Alright everyone, welcome back. Kult of Athena Blade Reviews. We got the Arms and Armor Town Guard sword today. This one is a pre-owned item. So what we'll look at is some up-close looks at this blade. There's no scabbard with it, so we'll do some up-close looks at it in hand, and then we'll do some cut testing as well. Let's get to it. Overall length of this blade is 40.5 inches, all the way from the pommel to the tapered tip. We have a 34-inch double-edged blade with a diamond cross section going through it. You'll see in the light here how the blade slowly tapers to what looks like a rapier, but this is definitely more of a cut and thrust. Rapiers were obviously not used on the battlefield, so this is something that would be more of civilian self-defense. Carry this on your person as your personal defense weapon. Steel quality, 6150 high carbon steel. This blade is really well made. What I really like about Arms and Armor blades is they're really easy to maintain. So if you're looking to get maintenance kits, if you're looking to get sword oil, things to keep your blades from corroding, if you are doing cut tests, you might be in a hot climate with a lot of humidity, and you need something to make sure the blades are maintained, especially being high carbon steel. We have all that available: blade care, blade maintenance. In the link below this video, you'll see a little link for blade care stuff. The edge is obviously sharp. It's functionally sharp, as you're going to see in the cut testing here. We're looking at weight on this blade, especially with an extended handguard to protect the hand. We have 3 pounds, 0.04 ounces, so very specific on that, because we're the ones that actually weigh it when they come in. This again is a pre-owned one, which is why we're using this one as the tester on the blade. We have, for this side sword, or this town guard sword, it's really categorized as a side sword. We have an extended handguard that protects the front of the hand here. That is, if you were playing in more of a extended grip up, if you're using more shoulder cuts, or if you were having the hand out in front in an extended position from other styles, you have that protection as well. We've got the cross section, the cross guard rather, that way if there was blade contact, if it was to bounce off or try to slide down, or if you're moving forward with a thrust, your hand is virtually really protected here. Not fully protected, you could have something go between, but it's also really aesthetically pleasing. And again, even if I had this in hammer grip, you'll see that all that's protected, the knuckle lining. And then while we're here, here's the pommel. We of course have a peened pommel for this one. And here's the other side as well. And then while we have the handle here, we have a wire wrapped handle. It's very tightly wound. That way, if you are using a gauntlet, if you do have like a leather glove on, this is gonna really get to bite into the grip. The wire does not move at all. Some of the more price point items that I've held before and moved with, sometimes they do move. These definitely don't. I mean, especially for the price point and also how high quality Arms and Armor training stuff is. What I really like about this one is it does have a little bit of everything. When you're playing with the bigger cuts, if you're playing with bigger thrusts as well, it's really easy to move with for a single-handed blade, right? Having that other edge too. You do have false edge strikes that come back around. You do have the ability to play out in front. If you're playing more of like a different positioning of the hand as well. So it really does have a little bit of everything. This one being categorized as a side sword. It's going to be categorized as more broadly as a cut and thrust sword. So you're going to have that. And then that very tapered tip, if you're working with more fine thrust and more intricate actions of the blade. Point of balance is 3 3/4 inches from the guard. So if we start to balance this out, it's a little bit more challenging with a diamond cross section, but it doesn't mean the blade isn't balanced. So there you go. See the rest of the blade in frame. And again, Arms & Armor is one of my favorite manufacturers for blades. They do all their research on it. They have people who have been doing this for decades and decades as bladesmiths. So the quality is very high. I would put them on the same quality as someone like Albion personally. These are from the ones that I've held personally, not just like stuff that I've scrolled through on a website. Working here for like a little bit over like 4.5 years now, I've seen hundreds of blades, and these are still some of the top when it comes to European and medieval swords. Okay, so what I want to do now is go ahead and do some up-close looks at this blade. I'm going to get it in the light, so I'm going to have it in hand, and then I'm going to go ahead and pan to showing you that I'm going to lay it down in the grass. There you can also get a different point of view, see some other details of this Arms & Armor Town Guard sword. If I have the grip and the hammer grip as well. And then again, if I'm in a nails down position, and again, it tapers to a pretty thin tip, but you'll see the diamond cross section runs all the way up. So by no means do I mean thin tip as in weak. The blade is, again, a little bit over 3 pounds, 0.04 ounces. And then knuckle lining straight on. Obviously you would never hold it like this, but you won't be able to see all the little details. Let's get some light on this, there we go, on this cross guard. And we'll get some light on the cord wrap. We'll see that they're spaced out, that way your hand can bite into the grip, which is a good thing. Especially for more things like wrist manipulations and all that. You want to make sure that your grip isn't going to be sliding around everywhere. Even if you do have the forefinger through into the cross guard, you still want to make sure that your grip isn't going to move. And it's also not a circular handle, it's more of a flat handle. That way the hand is right in line with the knuckle lining. Knuckle lining is in line with the cross guard. Everything is nice and lined up. If we turn it over, it's also good contrast to see it too, with the grass behind it, so you can see the polish on it. And other side. Alright, so what I want to do now is do some cut testing with these Arms & Armor Town Guard sword. Let's get the tatami set up and see what it can do. Out. And two is I'm also using with the forefinger through the guard. That way I'm getting that extension on the cuts. That way I can feel like really what the sword performs like. I could hold it in a hammer grip, but it kind of defeats the purpose for really how this blade would be used. So I'm just making sure it's really working out there. And it feels really good in the hand, like the cord wrap and everything. The cord wrap is really solid. The knuckle lining is really protected as well. It's just a really comfortable handle from this Arms & Armor Town Guard sword.